Good morning and welcome to another episode of Instagram TV where I'm continuing my reflections of my daily readings of A Course in Miracles. And today in A Course in Miracles, they were talking about the ego and how all fear arises from the ego. And I've certainly found this in my own life, in my own practices as well, that anytime any sort of distressing emotions arise, dark shadow side sort of emotions, anger, jealousy, irritability, frustration, stress, any of those, that they're all related to fear. That if we really examine any of those emotions when they come up and go down to the root of it, there's always an underlying fear beneath that. And that the quickest way, the quickest remedy to that is to return to that sense of faith, of trust, of trusting the universe, of trusting that every experience, everything that happens day in and day out happens for a reason, happens for a greater purpose, and that we can learn from every single experience. And so one of the questions that I ask myself often is, what can I learn from this? What is the lesson, the spiritual lesson that I am meant to learn from this experience? You know, today's reading brought to mind a quote from Old Crow Medicine Show, from a song by that band, and it's, we're all in this together, walking the line between faith and fear. And I actually wrote a blog about this a couple years ago, well before I ever discovered A Course in Miracles. But isn't that so true? We're all just walking this thin line between faith and fear. And the switch from one side of that line to another can be so quick. Like, I've certainly experienced that, where I'm going along, trusting, being so in flow, and then all of a sudden, some sort of deep-rooted fear will come up, and then it's just like a chain reaction, right? Then limiting beliefs come in, then all of a sudden, it can be so easy to let yourself get wrapped up in those limiting beliefs, and then the stories that led to those limiting beliefs, right? And just as quick, if we bring our awareness to it, and remember, bring our awareness back to our heart, to our highest self, to that love, that trust, that surrender, all of a sudden, those fears go away. It's incredible. And I know I'm describing a practice that on the one hand can seem so simple, so quick, and on the other hand can feel difficult and challenging. And it's a practice, and luckily life gives us opportunities to practice this day in and day out, right? But also through today's reading and today's meditation, the meditation in A Course in Miracles was all about remembering that love is our true nature. And that also reminded me of another song quote from Jack Johnson, which is, love is the answer, at least to all the questions in my heart. And with that, I'm sending you so much love, wishing you a beautiful day. I'll be back on Thursday with more.